led by Michael Adams and the nearly unstoppable Alex English out of South Carolina. But the Nuggets are on the bubble as far as making the playoffs is concerned. With home games coming up, Doug Moe knows he needs wins. Dick Carter needs a win, too. The Hornets have been struggling of late. They've had some tough times, and they start a Western road swing tonight coming off a strong Rex Chapman performance, but still a loss to Sacramento. They look to turn it around in the Mile High City.
Tonight on the Charlotte Hornets Network, it's NBA basketball. Live from McNichols Arena in Denver, Colorado, the Hornets meet the Denver Nuggets. This game is being brought to you by Budweiser, Nissan, Hardy, First Union, U.S. Air and Piedmont Airlines, and by your Carolina Chevy dealers.
We're live at McNichols Arena in Denver, where tonight the Nuggets, battling for their playoff lives, host the Hornets, who begin their second and final tour of the NBA West. Hi again, everybody. Gary Sparber along with Mike Pratt. The Nuggets have been getting some bad press here in the Mile High City. They've been unable to win on the road, so there's pressure on them when they come home. But for the Charlotte Hornets, Mike, they begin a long road trip here in the West at a very difficult time in their season.
They certainly do, Gary. Being 0-7 over the last 7 ball games doesn't help things any. Starting here at Denver, a team that's very good at home, like most NBA teams. They're 26-5, ending up with Sacramento next week. Makes it for a very, very tough road swing.
Now, at the forefront of things at the start of the game will be two little guys, Michael Adams and Tyrone Muggsy Bogues, who will get his first start of the season at point guard for the Hornets, mainly because of the quickness of Michael Adams.
Well, Muggsy, in talking with him before the ball game, played off the situation as far as the starter. But what he did say, Gary, was he liked the size matchup.
Now, how do you think he'll react to his first start?
Well, I don't think Muggsy's played enough ball that I don't really believe it'll affect him, the starting situation. His key is what can he do with Michael Adams? Can he contain Michael Adams, turn around at the other end, and start the fast break for the Hornets?
Of course, when you deal with the Denver Nuggets, there's more to it than just Michael Adams. They have their tremendous scorer, in fact, the most prolific scorer of the 80s in the NBA, believe it or not, Alex English from South Carolina.
English is a guy whose game really fits Doug Moe's offense. It's a wide-open, freelance type of offense. Doug gives Alex the chance to go inside, and he'll stop from the outside and hit his jump shot. So he's a very versatile player within this offense.
Now, the Nuggets have got some pressure on them. They've got Charlotte, Miami, and San Antonio coming up, and it's they, Dallas, and Portland involved in a 3-team struggle that only 2 of those teams can go to the playoffs.
Well, you have 3 teams fighting for the last 2 spots, Gary, but probably the big thing in the Denver Rockets' mind is simply this. If you finish 7th, you have to play Utah. If you finish 8th, you have to play the Lakers, and that's an early ticket out of the playoffs.
Yeah, Doug Moe's team has done very well, as a matter of fact, against Utah. They've won a game here recently, beaten them twice on the season, not done well against the Lakers. So we asked Doug Moe just how he felt about the importance of these games in the playoff chase.
Yeah, well, a homestand's a big first, because if we lose at home, we got no hope. We're struggling. We had a 5-game homestand last time. We had to win them. We did. We couldn't go out on the road and win, although we played well, but Charlotte was the only team nice enough to let us win. And we've got Charlotte, San Antonio, and Miami, 3 teams we should beat, but with us, you never know.
Now, injuries are going to play a very big part in tonight's ball game for both ball clubs. Kelly Tripucka out for the Hornets, Fat Lever out for the Nuggets.
Well, Tripucka pulled a muscle on his back and shoot around this morning. Obviously, Fat Lever, excellent rebounder, one of the better defenders on the Nuggets team. Wayne Cooper, sparingly will play tonight.
And we'll see more of David Greenwood because of Cooper's injury.
Well, let's see what Greenwood could do. It's been a while since he's played, since he was traded over here from San Antonio.
So the Charlotte Hornets hope to begin a Western road trip on a good note. The Denver Nuggets hope to begin a homestand the same way. We're back with the opening lineups and the tap after this.
My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows, and someday for my sake she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose.
On St. Patty's Paddy's Day, celebrate with the only American beer that's also brewed and bottled in Ireland, Budweiser.
Bad colds hit hard. For throbbing, aching, feverish colds like this, you need strong medicine. You need Dimetap Plus, the proven cold relief of Dimetap, plus a non-aspirin pain reliever. So next time a really painful cold hits, hit back. With Dimetap Plus, you'll be back in the fast lane in no time. Dimetap Plus, good advice for the worst colds.
Fluids and minerals, supplying energy to working muscles. Nothing cuts through your thirst like Gatorade.
On the next MASH, Hot Lips Honeymoon hits a snag.
He stopped talking. He stopped smiling. He stopped everything.
While Charles wants out.
You're staying because I need you. And if I refuse, you'll be making gravel at Leavenworth. Comprendi?
I'm not going to play second scalpel to this garbanzo for the rest of the war.
Why don't we avoid the Christmas rush and start hating him now?
Wednesday night at 7:30 here on TV-18. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Belk and Reebok. By Valvoline, because motor oil is not just motor oil. And by Duke Power. Thanks for turning us on.
One, two. And welcome back to McNichols Arena in Denver. The Nuggets about to take on the Charlotte Hornets, the national anthem having just been played. We told you about the importance for the two teams. Kelly Tripucka in street clothes tonight. We talked to him at the warm-up this afternoon, but right now let's go to the public address announcer here at McNichols Arena, Slash Gramsey.
Your Denver Nuggets. Now the lineup for the Charlotte Hornets. At guard, 6'5" from UCLA, number 6, Michael Holton. At guard, 6'5" from Virginia Tech, number 30, Del Curry. At center, 6'10" from Notre Dame, number 41, Tim Kempton. At center, 6'9" from the University of Detroit, number 25, Earl Curitan. At forward, 6'6" from LaSalle, number 11, Ralph Lewis. At forward, 6'10" from UNC Wilmington, number 45, Brian Rossum. Now the starting lineup for the Hornets. At guard, 6'5" from Wake Forest, number 1, Tyrone Boggs. At guard, 6'4" from the University of Kentucky, number 3, Rex Chapman. At center, 6'11" from the University of Nebraska, number 42, Dave Hoppin. At forward, 6'8" from Santa Clara, number 31, Kurt Rambis. And at forward, 6'8" from St. Mary's, number 50, Robert Reed. The Hornets trainer is Terry Koffler. Assistant coaches Ed Badger and Gene Littles. Head coach of Charlotte is Dick Harder. And not suited tonight is Kelly Tripucka. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome tonight's Pepsi Kmart honorary ball kid, standing at 5 feet 3 inches tall, from Parker, Beth Stake. And now introducing the starting lineup for your defending Midwest Division champion Denver Nuggets. At guard, 5'10" from Boston College, number 14, Michael Adams. At Right back, 6'5", from Mississippi, number 20, Elston Turner. At center, 6'11", from Syracuse, number 34, Dan Shea. At forward, 7 feet from Oregon, number 41, Blair Rasmussen. And at forward, 6'7", from South Carolina, the captain, number 2, Alex English. Nuggets trainer Chopper Travelini, assistant coach Alan Bristow, and Doug Moe Jr. Head coach Doug Moe.
And let's check on the officials for the ball game tonight between the Nuggets and the Hornets. Joe Crawford, Steve Javey, and Derek Stafford. And the matchup's obviously a little bit different, Mike Pratt, with Kelly Tripucka out, Robert Reed and Muggsy Bogues into the starting lineup.
Well, with Kelly out, Gary, and his 21 points the last 2 times these teams met, somebody's going to have to pick up the offense. Robert Reed, maybe. Also, Chapman, a little better performance than he had against the Denver Nuggets. Wouldn't hurt.
He won't be able to do much better than he did against Sacramento, 37 points.
That's the type of night that we need from Rex tonight.
I would guess that Robert Reed's pretty much got to have a good night from the perimeter with Kelly Tripucka out. Well, we will see how it works. Elston Turner, number 20, you may not be very familiar with, primarily a defensive type player, get you some rebounds, but the tap is controlled by Charlotte. Muggsy Bogues runs the show from the start of the game for the first time this season. Reed. They set up Rambis. A nice little hook shot by Kurt gets the Hornets on top early.
Rambis took it right at Shays.
Alex English. Feeding down low they go to Rasmussen, couldn't get it, but Shays able to follow it back in.
Shay's a guy who really hasn't had the kind of year they expected after signing a new contract this year.
Rex Chapman fires away and hits. That's a 2-pointer, and the Hornets are up 4-2. I think you could say the same thing about Rasmussen. They're not that pleased with either one of their big guys.
I think that's absolutely true, and to make a stretch drive, to get one of those playoff spots, one of those 2 big guys has to come through.
This is Rasmussen out of the Pac-10, able to hit.
Nice ball fake that time. Pivoted to the basket, ball fake, and stepped back at the basket. Hoffman has to stay down, don't take the fake.
Rasmussen out of the University of Oregon. We're tied at 4, 10:44 to go, first period. Dave Hoffman been starting the last few games. English not giving Robert Reed much room. Shot clock down to 4. Muggsy fires away. Obviously, that's something Muggsy's got to be very conscious of, getting the Hornets into their offense before that shot clock winds down.
Kelly Tripucka going to set this one out. Hopefully not many more on this Western Road swing.
Elston Turner heard us tell you that he's not much of an offensive threat. There he goes firing away. Only averages about 5 points per game, and this is only his 11th start of the season.
Turner got to the foul line within that offense. Easy shot.
That's the shot that Robert Reed's got to get, but Rambis follows it in.
Rambis continues to rebound, get a little help from Dave Hoffman. This is not a great rebounding team, the Denver Nuggets.
They are a guy, though, that's got 2 big guys, and one of them, Danny Shays, just went to the basket and picked up the foul. First foul on Dave Hoffman.
Shays coming from top of the circle all the way down the paint. Beat Hoffman to the ball. No one rotated over to help. You have to pick up Shays a little higher, put your body between him and the basket.
And Danny Shays, one of many good shooting big men in the NBA. As you look at Doug Moe, University of North Carolina product.
One of the real characters in the coaching profession. Really a good guy, but has a little different way of going about his profession than most people.
Rex couldn't get it, and Alex English comes down with it. Michael Adams, quick on quick with Muggsy. Rasmussen missed the shot, but drew the foul, and that's going to be a quickie number 2 on Dave Hoffman.
Rasmussen gets out pretty well for a big guy. Denver knows if the ball is in Michael Adams' hands, they should all be filling lanes and getting the fast break going because he's an excellent passer, sees the floor very well.
Mike, what about the foot movement of Dave Hoppen? He got beat by both big men. Is he capable of moving those feet quicker to get into position?
You have to anticipate, then move your feet. Right now, Dave doesn't look like he's a step or a step and a half ahead of the guys he's guarding.
Nuggets by 4, 9:32 first period. Hoppen was trying to get some back offensively and drew the foul.
Hornets have to do that also. Take the ball inside to Dave Hoppen or Kurt Rambis, because Denver, the best shot blocker Denver has is Wayne Cooper. He's not in the ball game now, plus he was a question mark coming into the game, but we'll see action. Shays and Rasmussen will not block shots.
Now, Cooper's the definite shot blocker on the team. He could play tonight. I think what they will try to do is get by without him as long as they can, let his back get another night of rest. But if they need him, he'll be in there. This is a game Denver cannot afford to lose. Alex English, one of the sweetest shooters the game has known, but that time had it go off his hands. 10-6 Nuggets, very, very quiet here at McNichols Arena.
Hornets very content right now to play it on the half court and get their motion offense going.
Reed tries again and gets the range. That could be so important tonight.
Robert Reed getting off to a good start has to help his confidence and also pick up the slack offensively that Tripucka had the last game.
Alex English with that quick release didn't get it to go. Here comes Rex.
Muggsy hollering to the Hornets to keep moving. That's the motion offense.
Danny Shays cut off Rex, and the Nuggets come away with the ball, leading by 2. Here, give and go play and a beauty, and Michael Adams scores off it.
Denver likes to throw the ball to the side. They never cut to the ball. They cut away or they go right down the middle. That time Adams takes the middle path and with his quickness was wide open.
Reed will try again. He's 1 for 3. Elston Turner on the boards for Denver.
Shot a little quick that time.
Rasmussen can hit from there. He is a very good shooting big man.
Rasmussen and Shays, very good shooting big guys. Probably like to play facing the basket better than they do in the low post with their back to the basket.
6 points for Rasmussen, who spent much of this season on the bench. The injury to Cooper's got him in the lineup. Hoppen working against Shea. Threw it past Rambis. Elston Turner turned it back to Michael Adams. And threw it off Rambis. It'll still be Denver ball with 19 remaining on the shot clock.
That time the Hornets got back as Earl Curitan enters the ball game very well defensively to cut off a break. When Michael Adams has that ball in the open court situation, you have to get back.
Curitan with a very obvious push. Didn't time it right. You got to time it before the ball gets there, because when the ball gets there, the official's looking at it. Well, let's hear how Muggsy Bogues felt about starting this ball game tonight.
Well, you just go out there and treat it as another opponent. You know, Mike's playing very well for Denver, and he's in a great situation. But we can't get caught up in that. Just go out there, play the Hornets basketball, execute our game plan, hope things go well for us.
Hornets picking up some fouls in the early going. That one was against Rambis. That is already team foul number 4 against the Hornets. Nuggets have 1. 7:27 remaining first quarter. Alex English, fortunately for the Hornets, did not get the roll, but Robert Reed just got the Hornets' 5th foul, and we still have 7:25 left in quarter number 1.
Fouls could be a big factor, Gary, as you very well said. Robert Reed picks up his first because he let English cut to the ball without any opposition, but with Tripucka out and Robert having to start, that makes the bench 1 player shorter. So you made a good point about the foul problem.
Alex English, and we could give you some numbers on him, and we will throughout the evening. Because he plays in Denver rather than New York or LA and Chicago, some people don't realize he is one of the most outstanding players in the history of this league, and the stats will back that up. Robert Reed gets his second basket. He's got 4, and it's a 16-10 game with 7:10 remaining first quarter.
Robert Reed has his hands full with Alex English, and also happy to pick up the offensive slack left by Tripucka.
Rasmussen's got a quick 8 points, and he really got that quick release for a big guy. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Puritan trying to find Rambus, and not a good start for the Hornets. They really don't look like they're moving their feet quickly on defense, and they don't look sharp offensively either.
Offensively, really laboring.
18-10, Nuggets on top. We're at McNichols Arena, 6:47 to go, first quarter. We'll be back.
Well, I'm tired of fixing my old Ford truck. It's running on gas. Lots of luck, so I'm coming home to Carolina in a Chevy pickup.
Adios, Ford, and hello to great new Chevy trucks at your Carolina Chevy dealers. Great style and performance, instant track shifting on four-wheel drive, and more horses than Ford. Come on home to your Carolina Chevy dealer.
Well, it's great to be in a Chevy truck. The ride's improved, and so's my luck. So I'm coming home in a Chevy to Carolina.
That's today's Chevrolet.
At Hardee's, our patties are cooked gently because we never forget you can always go someplace else. At Hardee's, we use real dairy cheese because we never forget you can always go someplace else.
When you want to have a conversation with the power company and you can't hear, you have a problem. That's why we installed special machines that allow us to communicate with the deaf. At Duke Power, we want to stay in touch with all our customers. Seeing how much you're spending on electricity is important. So we make available special bills in Braille to all our customers who are blind. At Duke Power, we don't believe in keeping anybody in the dark.
This telecast is being presented under the authority of the NBA and the Charlotte Hornets. All materials copyrighted by the NBA, the Hornets, and WCCB-TV, and no part of this telecast may be rebroadcast, used, or re-edited without the written consent of WCCB-TV, and the announcers are employed by WCCB-TV. Nuggets shooting a very high shooting percentage. That's part of the slow start for the Hornets, Mike.
And the Hornets have shot 50% or better only twice in the last 21 games, Gary. So we need to get off to a better start, a quicker start.
Alex English, who is about to break one of the tougher records to break in the NBA. It'll be his 8th season with 2,000 points or more. We're talking only Wilt Chamberlain and Oscar Robertson have done it 7 seasons. Robert Reed hits from the outside. It's a 20-12 ball game. Nuggets by 8, and Shays beat the defense down. He's going to get a 3-point play opportunity, and this is the kind of quarter that Dick Harder really gets upset about.
It's that first quarter that really has been the downside for us of a 4-quarter game. We get going in the third quarter, but can't get going in the first quarter. That time, Shays, we mentioned how well the big guys run the floor. Michael Adams, head up, eyes open, sees Shays.
Of course, the Nuggets stylistically are a team that looks to beat you down the court, that likes to run. They don't run a whole lot of set plays on offense, do they?
So they're wide open. They really let the players go with the flow offensively to isolate somebody with a hot hand.
Fouls on Michael Adams. That is his first. It's only the second on the Nuggets.
Adams gets caught reaching in. Not a bad foul.
Ralph Lewis is going to come in the ball game for the Hornets early. Reed backing in, down to 12 on the shot clock.
I got it.
Puritan from the corner.
Better ball movement that time. Offensively, they looked like they were in sync early in this first quarter. They looked like they were out of sync.
Alex English gets a mean pick from Shays. Couldn't use it, but English gets it back.
Rasmussen got the loose ball that time, kept it alive.
It's another thing about Danny Shays. He's not afraid to lay his body on you.
Oh, that's for sure. He's big enough to do it, too.
Nuggets have their biggest lead by 11. And I think they will call, they're going to call a foul. Foul on Earl Curitan.
Moving pick.
And a technical foul on Curitan as well. So things really not starting out well as you look at Ralph Lewis being sent into the burning building.
See if Earl moves up to set this pick. Well, we didn't quite get that in our picture.
Couldn't tell from that angle. Danny Shays, son of one of the all-time greats, Dolph Shays, in the early pro basketball annals. There's Earl Curitan. He got the technical foul.
Kurt Rambis talking with the referees. Earl felt he didn't say enough to warrant that technical.
Earl's not usually very tough on the officials.
No, he's not the guy I would pick to get the technical.
Shays missed it. Rambis rebounded it. Walter Davis out of North Carolina is in the ballgame for the first time for the Nuggets, wearing number 6 and guarding Ralph Lewis. There he is, guarding Lewis. Under 5 minutes, first quarter. And Rambis made his move. Rasmussen got the foul.
Good job offensively that time, isolating Rasmussen on Kurt Rambis. Kurt quicker from the foul line at the elbow. Kurt just puts it on the floor and beats him. Davis lets him take it to the hole. I like that play out of the offense. Good isolation that time, utilizing Rambis' quickness against the bigger Rasmussen.
David Greenwood, the game here from San Antonio, makes his appearance out of UCLA. Rasmussen gets a rest. And Greenwood's got something to prove here in Denver. He has had a lot more did not play - coaches' decisions here in Denver than his whole career put together.
Part of the trade that sent Jay Vincent to the Spurs.
Walter Davis operating against Ralph Lewis. And Curitan comes away. Hornets within 9, 4:36 to go first quarter. Muggsy.
Good decision process that time by Muggsy. Denver was back. He pulled up the foul line, knocked it down.
Greenwood to Shays. This is Walter Davis. A foolish move by David Greenwood. Davis had a sure 2 points, and I don't know what Greenwood was thinking about.
I thought Davis's ball was going to come back and roll in.
Oh, no question. No question.
Not a smart play. Walter Davis tough on the block.
Chance for the Hornets to get within 5 here. But Elston Turner comes down with a rebound, knocked out of his hands. It'll still be Denver ball.
The Hornets, every couple times down the floor, they seem to get away from what they want to do offensively.
And Walter Davis wastes no time getting it to go down. He's been averaging over 16 points a game off the bench. Has not started a game this season for Denver.
You have to pick him up immediately in Denver's transition game. You can't let him get set wide open.
Rex had some room. Curitan on the offensive boards and throws it to the backcourt. It's going to be Denver ball.
Hornets not into it 100% yet.
Turnover number 5 against the Hornets. Shays. 30-19, 11-point lead for the Nuggets. Muggsy comes back, can't hit. Greenwood on the boards, and the foul against Muggsy, and this one's starting off poorly for Charlotte.
Muggsy had a good shot that time. Again, he pushed the ball up quickly, what Dick Harder wanted. Got to the foul line, nobody on him. He just missed a shot. What really happened next was a foolish foul on Muggsy's part. Saved that foul. He had no chance for the rebound.
Tim Kempton in, Earl Curitan out, and frankly, losing Kelly Tripucka for this ball game was a tough blow.
Well, he had 21 points against the Nuggets last time the two teams played in Charlotte. Take those 21 away, and it's tough to replace that. Even though Robert Reed got off to a good start, we're going to ask Robert to play all of his minutes and some of Kelly's, which again makes the bench shorter.
One of the worst things about this quarter in the game in Charlotte, the Hornets didn't win, but they were able to hold the Nuggets down into the kind of game score-wise they wanted, 112-99. Right now, the Nuggets already have 32 points and over 3 minutes remaining first quarter. It's tough to outscore this team, almost impossible to outscore them here in Denver. Rams. Offensive foul.
Kurt got started to the basket. I don't know if he realized Shays had position in there. He takes off. He's like a train when he gets going. Maybe the jump shot would have been the better decision.
Michael Adams with a three-point bucket, and they'll put another 3 up from the ceiling here. They hang a 3 up on top of the ceiling at McNichols Arena like a championship banner for every three-pointer that Michael Adams gets, and he just got another one. It's 35-19. The Nuggets have the lead, and we've still got 2:49 left to go in period number 1.
To Nissan, a truck race is nothing more than a learning experience. It's just another day spent working out the bugs in a new suspension, tweaking an engine to get more horsepower, or figuring out which chassis design can withstand the most stress. Well, sure, we've won a couple of hundred races, including the championship at the last Baja 1000. But the fact is, as long as we learn something, we don't really care if we win. Yeah, right.
If you were stuck on a desert island, would you rather have a mattress, a stereo, or a book?
Remember when you used to ride your Stingray bike and you'd put the baseball cards into the spokes?
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Whoa.
You know, it's not a fireman, it's firefighter. It's not a garbage man, it's a sanitation engineer. We're in a labor revolution.
What's the largest amount of money you've ever found?
$500.
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If you're not wearing Dockers, you're just wearing pants.
You need a name when you're the 8th wonder of the world? Come on.
No, you just call you 8. The Washington Bullets return to Charlotte Thursday, March 23rd, 7:35. Catch all the action as Jeff Malone and Bernard King lead the Bullets in their final Charlotte appearance this season. It's mini ball night. The first 7,500 kids 14 and under will receive a Hornets mini ball, courtesy of Frito. So catch the Bullets, who are fighting for that final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. Gary Sparber, Mike Pratt, 2:49 to go first quarter. McNichols Arena in Denver, and the Nuggets off to a 35-19 lead.
Nuggets shooting 75% from the field, Gary. The Hornets shooting 56%. But as you and I discussed a couple minutes ago, what really, as you look at the turnovers, 7 for the Hornets, 2 for the Nuggets, what really stands out and jumps out at you, the Nuggets scoring the points off turnovers, is the Hornets' lack of footwork, foot movement defensively, giving up too many easy shots to the Nuggets.
As we mentioned earlier, that's the kind of thing that gets Dick Carter really furious. He can handle losing as Muggsy misses. He can't handle not getting 100%.
I don't think any coach can. You just have to come out there and move your feet, force your mind to do things, even if your body may not feel like doing it.
New players in for Denver. We'll pick them up as we watch the Muggsy drive to Tim Kempton, and a foul is going to be called on Danny Shays.
Kempton did a good job that time going sideways instead of running right up the front of Danny Shays. Kempton will move to the side, avoid the charge. Not get the shot to go down, but he gets to the foul line. He accomplished half of his goal anyway.
Number 35 for the Nuggets. You see him there to the right of your screen is Jerome Lane, the outstanding rebounder out of Pittsburgh, who has gotten off to a mediocre start in his rookie year here in Denver.
Had some weight problems, had to go on a diet to get the management of the Nuggets happy with his weight.
And number 1 is Darwin Cook, who also came over from San Antonio, and the Hornets have brought Del Curry in, obviously trying to get somebody who can shoot the ball and get some points on the board. 35-21. We approach 2 minutes to go the first quarter. Fouls on Ralph Lewis, and that is going to be team foul number 6 on the Hornets. They had 5 early and went a ways without committing the 6th, but got it there.
Lane just muscled his way from the high post foul line area all the way down to the block to draw that foul.
Brian Rowson, you see, number 45 with the left corner of the screen. He in obviously for the Hornets as well. And there is Rowson getting the ball off the boards.
Right now, offensively, Curry has to pick up the slack from the perimeter. Rowson has to score inside.
Down to 11 on the shot clock. Lewis did not handle the pass from Kempton, and is going to be Denver ball.
That was a pretty good pass that time by Timmy Kempton. I don't think Ralph really expected it. Should have been more alert.
Walter Davis.
Again, Gary, when the Nuggets are in transition, you have to pick up Walter Davis. I mean, everybody knows he can shoot. You can't let him alone in the corner.
This is interesting. They've got Jerome Lane guarding Muggsy Bogues as Curry hits from the right side.
Curry used that baseline pick well that time.
Darwin Cook went by Muggsy. Del Curry cut him off. It's still going to be Denver ball. They'll have 16 seconds left on the shot clock, 1:16 remaining first quarter.
Cook got away with a hook on Muggsy Bogues. Actually wrapped his hand around Muggsy's head and pushed off to get over.
Jerome Lane. Loose ball foul on the rebound, and it's going to be against Brian Rowson, I think. It's against the Hornets, and yes, it is Rowson, and that puts the Hornets over the foul limit.
Greenwood got inside position on Bryan. Bryan tried to take up a little real estate and got caught with the push.
David Greenwood, UCLA, San Antonio. Never been quite as great a player as some thought he would be coming out of UCLA, but a very serviceable player, certainly.
Spent some time with the Chicago Bulls.
Yep. And a guy who has been quoted as saying what he can do for this team is fill the lane, and then when you're with the Nuggets, that's a good idea.
Hey, if you can run and shoot, you have to love the offense of Doug Moe. He keeps it simple, gives you a lot of freedom.
Nuggets by 17, 105 remaining first quarter. Foolish foul by the rookie, Jerome Lane.
No need to foul Brian Rousom right there with 59 seconds to go on the clock in the first quarter.
Rousom's good free throw shooter, 76.5%. Came back off his injury like a house of fire. He's calmed down a bit in the past few games, but the coaching staff feels there's a lot of potential in this young man.
One thing about Brian, he will go to the boards. He will attempt to establish position both offensively and defensively. And he can get to the foul line, and I like big guys who go to the foul line and knock down their foul shots.
40-25, Nuggets by 15. We're in the final minute of the first quarter. This is Walter Davis. Danny Shea.
If you're tracking this offense, trying to figure out what they do, forget it. They just keep moving and moving and moving until somebody pops open, and it results many times in an easy basket.
Well, that time it was an easy basket for David Greenwood, who has 6 points. Curry to Rousom. Shot was blocked by Danny Shays. This is Darwin Cook. He was fouled by Del Curry. One thing Cook can do, he can run on that fast break.
Curry that time in the offensive pattern for the Hornets was double teamed, realized it, and found Brian Rousom. Brian got a little cute inside with the ball. Gary needs to turn and take it on to the hoop. This team, the Nuggets, doesn't have a great shot blocker except Wayne Cooper, who's getting ready to enter the ball game now.
Darwin Cook's glory days were back with the New Jersey Nets when they had Michael Ray Richardson, and they were a playoff team, and he was an important part of that running offense. Since then, he's been sort of struggling as Wayne Cooper, a real, genuine shot blocker and a pro in this game for 10 years, makes his first appearance. Got a strained back.
So when your shot blocker's got a strained back, that even gives you more of an opening to take it to the hole.
19-point Nugget lead, and they have too many points. 44-25 in the first quarter. Curry drew the foul, and that puts the Nuggets over the foul limit, so Dell will get some free throws.
One thing about trailing a team like the Nuggets, they're not going to run the clock down, Gary. So no matter how far you get behind, if you can get the hot hand, you got a shot to get back in the game because they're going to quick shoot it whether they're hitting or not.
Trouble is you got to play at their pace, and they're tough to beat that way for anybody, not just the Hornets.
They really are, but if they hit an extended cold period or cold spell, as they've been known to do, and you get the hot one, they're not going to slow this game down and milk any type of a clock.
I guess the key is to get back on defense, because when they get hot, what they do is run you right out of the building, literally.
Pull up from anywhere and shoot the ball.
44-27, Jerome Lane. And there's your quarter. So obviously, the Hornets did not accomplish defensively what they would like to have. They didn't do bad offensively with 27 points, but they're looking at 44 on the Denver side. 1 quarter in at McNichols Arena.
Taste of Beechwood aged Budweiser.
I'm a big Hornets fan. In fact, I try never to miss a game. But how do people know I'm a Hornets fan outside the Charlotte Coliseum? Because I carry these: a Hornets checkbook and MasterCard from my bank, First Union. Now, everywhere I go, I get lots of attention.
your Hornets account only at First Union, the official bank of the Charlotte Hornets.
Compared to the noise of a gas outboard, any electric fishing motor seems quiet. But some electrics still frighten fish, while Minn Kota doesn't. No wonder 3 out of 4 fishermen choose Minn Kota. For the quiet power that catches fish.
At times, it can be tough to keep up with the active family.
I try to, I cook, I clean, I do everything for them. They just run around, they don't do anything for me. I can't believe them. They have to get inside. Boys! Boys, where are you? I can never find them when I want them. Boys, come inside, the game's on!
WCCB TV 18 has got something to keep them close to home. Charlotte Hornets basketball. When the Hornets are away, TV 18 brings them back live.
Gary Sparber, Mike Pratt, that is not exactly correct. 44-27 is the score. Nuggets with a 17-point advantage, and we'll take a look at the field goal percentage as well.
Phenomenal shooting for the Nuggets at 70%. Not bad for the Hornets.
David Greenwood to Michael Adams as we start the second period. This is Walter Davis. Got by Ralph Lewis. And David Greenwood, look what I found.
That's the kind of shots, the putbacks, the easy baskets from the blocks inside that have gotten the Nuggets to a 70% field goal shooting for the first quarter.
Talk about a turnabout in roles. Michael Holton starting the second quarter at point guard like Muggsy usually does. Here comes Darwin Cook to Walter Davis. And they throw it away, but that is Denver Nugget ball. They didn't execute it that time, but that's the way they like to play.
Nuggets very alert defensively. The Hornets are not.
Bring it back, bring it back. 2 down. 16 on the shot clock. Ralph Lewis hit the open shot.
Ralph used that baseline pick, flattened out to the corner. The defender went up the middle, leaving Ralph wide open.
Wayne Cooper to Michael Adams. 11 on the shot clock. Walter Davis put his shoulder into Ralph Lewis. Shot did not go for Greenwood. Back come the Hornets. Del Curry. There's the guy who can help bring the Hornets back.
Good break that time. Holton pulled up at the right time. Curry filled the lane like he should. A shooter like Curry's got to love the break and filling the lane.
15-point Nugget lead. Minute and a half into the second quarter. Darwin Cook and Del Curry battle. Adams to Cook. Ooh, what range that was right before the 24-second buzzer went off. Just inside the three-point circle, 48-31.
Cook not a guy that usually shoots that shot. It's usually Adams who was the passer that time.
To be honest with you, I didn't know Cook had that kind of range. Right. Kempton missed it. Rowson missed the follow. It was off Denver. Well, no, they say it was off Charlotte. I thought that was off a Nugget, but it will be Denver ball.
That's what Rowson can bring to the table for the Hornets, is rebounding. That time Timmy had a shot, missed. The guy who was rebounding for the Hornets was Brian Rowson.
Walter Davis and Darwin Cook take a seat. Alex English and Elston Turner back in for the Nuggets. Wayne Cooper, David Greenwood, excuse me. This is English, lost his footing, but was tripped apparently by Ralph Lewis.
Tough matchup for the second-year player Ralph Lewis on English. You have to guard one of the premier players in the NBA, and you're not used to it. Well, you know, that's not much of a foul. Ralph left his feet and just happened to step on Alex English's leg. We've seen worse, haven't we?
Michael Adams went around Michael Holton. We've seen much worse. Off the scramble, Curitin comes up with it.
Nuggets now getting a little raggedy. Last 2 or 3 times down the floor.
Del Curry hits again, and that's a three-pointer. 48-34.
Turner better get out on Curry. Curry's got his confidence, got his head up now offensively.
Yeah, make a roll and pick. Cooper to Adams. Alex English can't give him any room at all. English in his 13th year out of South Carolina had 51 points in Miami last Friday, and we're going to get an offensive foul here on Michael Holton.
Holton charges through a pack of Nugget defenders.
First foul on Michael Holton, and in the second quarter, that is team foul number 1 on the Hornets.
Gary, those empty trips really kill you. When you come down and don't get a shot off at the basket, lose possession of the ball, when you're behind, those are killers.
Adams for 3, and he shoots more three-pointers than anybody in the NBA.
Probably the ugliest shot of anybody in the NBA, but boy, it goes in.
35% three-point shooter, and he had 371 attempts coming into this game. 53-34. Wide open, Michael Holton. Ralston finally cleaned up the garbage and got 2 points for Charlotte.
Ryan Ralston sided Dick Carter, got away with a little push there, but again, Ralston does a good job of hanging around the boards. He wants to rebound.
Adams feels it from 3 points. You've got to get out on him.
Has he got one of the ugliest shots you ever? It's a stand-still push shot, one-handed.
If you were to ask me who in the NBA is the most surprising player from college and what he's been able to accomplish, Michael Adams might be the answer.
Be one of only a handful that you could think of to answer that question.
Curry missed the shot. The foul is against Alex English. His first personal foul, and that is the first team foul on the Nuggets in the second quarter.
Bogues in to match up against Michael Adams.
Curry with a lot of confidence, as you said.
He took that ball down the paint, blew by a couple Nuggets. Really quite a shot that time by Del Curry.
11 points for Del Curry. Danny Shays hits for the Nuggets, and the problem now is not scoring. The problem is finding a way to slow down the Nuggets. They've got 58 points with 7:17 left in the half.
Shays realized we don't have a shot blocker back there, so he takes it just home.
And this is going to be a foul on Brian Ralston, and Curry has got to realize that even if he's hot, he has to have at least a little bit of discretion.
It may be fatigue right now for Del Curry. He's been in and out. He's gone through quite a few games where he hasn't played.
Rex Chapman comes back on. Curry sits down. I think Dick Carter picked up just what you did.
Good substitution now. Dick wants to get Chapman back in the game offensively.
English to Shays, and the foul on Robert Reed.
Robert Reed put the hammer to Danny Shays that time, coming from behind. Shays does a good job when somebody else on his team has the ball of rolling to the basket, playing without the ball. He gets a lot of junk or garbage baskets that way.
Danny Shays was an academic All-American and got his degree in chemistry from Syracuse. That is the typical college basketball major.
And to be honest with you, it's most likely that he won't have to apply that degree unless he wants to, just for the fun of it. I mean, he only is going to get $9 million over the next 7 years or something like that.
Buy himself a chemistry set with that.
A big one.
Chapman missed the turnaround. Ralston hustling to get the ball back. Holton to Curious. And Danny Shays on the board.
Nice look by Michael Holton.
Adams again from 3, and that one rimmed out, and Rasmussen's on the boards.
Denver's big guys again filling lanes, running their part or tail end of the break.
6:21 remaining first half. 61-38 Nuggets. Ralston had it blocked by Shays. Shays number 2 on the team and blocked. 3. No. Kind of night it's been.
Rasmussen, excellent position that time.
Shays cutting to the basket, and nobody runs as a 5-man group any better than Denver, with the exception of the Lakers, and they're beyond the NBA level. They're on their own level.
I would say that's quite true, since we had a good view of their level last Friday night.
Too good a view. Here the Nuggets come again, 2-on-1. Michael Adams will have an easy.
Carter may get a timeout here. The Hornets offensively just breaking down, not getting any execution.
5:38 to go first half, and this is a challenge for Dick Carter tonight. First of all, to get his team back playing as well as he wants them to play, because we both know Dick's the kind of a coach, he doesn't care what the score is. He wants his team playing at their optimum, and I'm sure that's part of the point he's making.
Oh, I don't think there's any question about it. He has to be asking the guys on the Hornets, hey, what's going on here? Your feet aren't moving. Your mind's not moving. We're not in sync offensively. Defensively, they're blowing right by us. Nobody's picking up anybody early on the break, and it's been all Nuggets.
Well, this has turned into a full timeout now, so we will take a break with 5:38 remaining till halftime, and the Nuggets have it pretty much their own way. Let's take this local timeout.
These are just some of the people who bought cars before visiting a Nissan dealer for his spring sales drive. They didn't know they could get a hard body for no money down, or that they could save up to another $500. They didn't realize the Nissan hard body is America's lowest price 4x4 truck. So don't miss the Nissan spring sales drive. It could save you a lot of money and a lot of headaches. See your nearest Nissan dealer now.
There's a motor oil that says it's engineered for today's smaller cars, like sports cars. But is that motor oil the first choice of the members of the Sports Car Club of America? No. Valvoline is the first choice of the members of the Sports Car Club of America. Valvoline makes the highest quality motor oil recommended by any automobile manufacturer. People who know use Valvoline.
To win a chance to shoot for a 1989 Chevy Beretta GT. If you're selected, the Hornets will fly you via Piedmont Airlines to Charlotte and put you up at the Hornets host hotel, the Registry Hotel. Then you'll be given a chance to shoot a half-court shot for a 1989 Chevy Beretta GT. Register now at your Carolina Chevy dealer, and you can win a 1989 Chevy Beretta GT, just like Jerry Cooper of Raleigh did back on December 23rd.
Oh, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming.
Gary Sparber, Mike Pratt, 65-38. Nuggets have the lead as Chapman fires away.
That's it, Kurt. That's it, baby. Come on.
Rambis battling on the boards. Same for Chapman, but it comes away to Denver. Good look by Adams to Alex English.
Adams sees the floor. He misses very little.
10 points for English. 5 minutes till halftime. Rambis will try. Easy rebound for Danny Shays. Rasmussen couldn't get it. And here come the Hornets. Rambis with his typical bunch of rebounds. Kurt will drive.
Now that time the Nuggets played defense like we've been playing defense. They stepped right out of Kurt's way.
What does Mike Tyson say? Bad intentions? That's what Kurt had on that drive.
Yeah, he dared him to step in his way.
67-40. English follows his own shot. Nobody stops him.
Hey, Puritan, Robert Reed have to help us on the board. Can't be all Rambis.
Puritan, Rambis, Michael Holton will fire. And Rambis will get the foul. You know, forget about talent, forget about skills. If you're going to start a team and you have 12 guys who play like Rambis, you'd be in pretty good shape.
No question about it. And right here, this is not a bad foul. The way things have gone tonight, Rambis may be trying to inject a little hustle into the Hornets. That time, Puritan also was in there battling. So we had two guys on the board that time. That's better than sometimes where we had nobody.
This is Jerome Lane who missed it, and Hoppins on the boards. At the conclusion of the game, we'll pick a Hardy's player of the game. Kurt's got a pretty good lead at this point.
He's out ahead of the pack.
Look at him battle against Jerome Lane. You know, what we're seeing, I believe, in Kurt right now is the tremendous pride that burns in his heart. He is really upset about what is going on here, and I wouldn't mind seeing that on the faces of 5 players.
That's something Kurt had before he got to the Lakers, and also a part of Kurt that he had got by playing with the Lakers, that tremendous pride in their accomplishments as a team and their effort that the Lakers have. It's in Kurt Rambis. You'll never get it out of him.
You wouldn't want to.
No, not at all.
He is angry about this, getting a rest on the bench right now. Here's Rex.
Not a good shot. A little too quick.
This is Jerome Lane out of Pittsburgh.
Chapman hustling defensively. Lane, a bad pass.
Robert Reed. Folks, this isn't pretty, but you know that.
Chapman, both ends, really picking up his level of intensity.
Alex English. English has got himself 12 points. English averaging 27 points per ball game and hitting about 50% of his shots. And for a guy who does not shoot a lot of layups, that is awfully good.
English made a very tough shot that time look easy.
Turnover Hornets. Rex had it go off his hands. 2:39 to go, first quarter. Nuggets 69, Hornets 40, and Dick Harder will try to find some way to get some points back before the intermission. We'll be back.
Piedmont Airlines Going Places prices have a lot of people going to a lot of places. Going Places prices won't last long, so call Piedmont Airlines or your travel agent right away. On your mark, get set, go places.
When I was looking for a new car, I didn't know which manufacturer to choose. So I checked it out. Chevy was a clear winner. High quality, dependable, affordable. But I didn't buy one.
We leased it from a Carolina Chevy dealer.
Take advantage of Chevy's leasing plan. No down payments and lower monthly payments. Lease Cavalier as low as $168 a month. Your total payments can be $816 less than when you buy. And talk to your Chevy dealer about his GMAC Smart Lease plan. It makes sense to lease a Chevy from your Carolina Chevy dealer.
You never know when you'll need extra cash for life's little surprises.
For an inside look at the Charlotte Hornets, catch the Dick Harder Show Monday nights at 10 here on WCCB TV 18. Each week, host Gary Sparber and Coach Harder will discuss the latest news from the world of pro basketball while taking questions from our live studio audience. If you'd like to be part of that studio audience, write to Audience, care of the Dick Harder Show, 1 Television Place, Charlotte 28205. Include your name, address, daytime phone number, and the number of people in your party. Then join us for the Dick Harder Show on TV 18.
Fans at McNichols Arena who are enjoying what they're seeing. Coming up at halftime, the Hornets will be turning waiters at Floren's Restaurant in Charlotte. And our Mike Pratt will chat with Dan Issel. What do those two have in common? A trivia question for you. Now, Issel was the one who could shoot it. It's not that. Jerome Lane follows it back in.
Too many easy shots. No wonder the percentage of the Nuggets is so high.
Michael Holton. And it's been said so many times, when the Hornets don't hit the perimeter shots, that complicates things terribly.
There's no question, but you got to get a better shot than that. It's too quick.
Knicks have beaten the Seattle Supersonics. Hornets will see the Sonics before this trip is over. And Phoenix in Atlanta knocks off the Hawks by 2. Those Suns are right up there among the surprise teams in the league. And Detroit, ahead of Cleveland in the Central Division, beat Indiana.
Robert Reed, the jumper off a pick by Dave Hoppin. Maybe Reed could get something going. Then if Chapman can fall back in place, Hornets may make a run.
8 points for Robert Reed. Rasmussen missed it. Still going to be Denver ball.
Gary, many times people discuss what it takes to make a good team in the NBA as Walter Davis and Greenwood enter the ball game for the Nuggets, but everyone talks defense, defense, defense. You do need to be a good defensive team, but I'm telling you what, if you can't put points on the board, you're not going to win. And what's happening tonight, we are not scoring.
There you go. Darwin Cook hitting for the second time, and I think we've got to give Cook credit for being able to stick the outside shot.
Got to knock down the open jumper, or you won't be around long in the NBA.
75-42. Rex really let that one go in a hurry, but got it to go down.
Elston Turner, probably the best defender on the Nuggets, guarding Chapman. That time Chapman worked hard to lose him and was wide open.
At the conclusion of the game, we'll pick a natural light play of the game. Chances are we haven't seen it yet. Jerome Lane got fouled on the way in. That's 4 fouls on Jerome Lane. Is that true? Brian Rousum on the foul. Excuse me.
We had a chance
Lane
to
on the
look
line.
at the Nuggets bench. Gary, Doug Bowe, and Alan Bristow. Bristow playing at Virginia Tech, and of course Doug Bowe, UNC graduate.
Bristow among those in the rumor mill when the Hornets were looking for a coach. Reed had it knocked away and stolen. Darwin Cook with a beauty of a pass to Jerome Lane.
Nuggets, good double team that time. Robert Reed, weak with his pass, never got to the intended receiver, Michael Holton.
40 seconds left till halftime. Nuggets have 79 points. That is a record the Hornets have given up this year. Reed to Rowson. That's goaltending on David Greenwood.
Now that's what Rowson didn't do the last couple shots he took, but right there he made a nice power move to the basket. He just backs in Lane, the smaller player, and goes to the hoop. Hey, he got the goaltend. He got what he wanted. 2 points.
6-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. The Hornets will get it back. Down to 9 on the shot clock. Walter Davis. Down to 2 on the shot clock. Walter's got to fire it. He got just off it. And did not get the bounce. Jerome Lane was fouled. Now they're going to say jump ball. Jump ball.
Rowson and Lane.
Jerome Lane with only 3 seconds left in the half.
Lane just bullies his way inside getting position. But sometimes that's what it takes. Somebody who's willing to wrestle and fight and bully inside to establish position to rebound.
Tap control to Greenwood, and the Hornets dodge that bullet as the half ends. Well, we'll give our local stations a chance to take a break. We are midway through at McNichols Arena in the Mile High City with Mile High Stadium next door, and the Nuggets have a 79-46 lead.
B.F. Goodrich TA radios. Grab, dig, perform. The all-weather comp TA is low and wide. Outlast Pirelli P600 and Goodyear Eagle GT Plus 4. B.F. Goodrich TA radials. Think of them as athletic shoes for your car. Yeah.
This year, the world's automakers will once again offer hordes of imitation BMWs. Meanwhile, for about $25,000, BMW offers something infinitely more valuable. The new BMW 325i. Why settle for a copy when you can own an original?
Here comes tomorrow's front page. Sorry, gorgeous. Just making my editor happy. Table for 2. Think we have a story. And what are we serving? Seagram's Extra with the extra splash of fruit. You are cool. Oh, that looks so refreshing. Stop, you're killing me. I'm taking the night off.
Refreshing new Seagram's Extra.
On the next MASH, Hot Lips Honeymoon hits a snag.
He stopped talking. He stopped smiling. He stopped everything.
While Charles wants out.
You're staying because I need you. And if I refuse, you'll be making gravel at Leavenworth. Comprendi?
I'm not going to play second scalpel to this garbanzo for the rest of the war.
Why don't we avoid the Christmas rush and start hating him now?
Wednesday night at 7:30 here on TV-18.
Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Belk, the official retail headquarters of the Charlotte Hornets, and by Reebok, because life is not just a spectator sport. By Valvoline, because motor oil is not just motor oil. And by Kentucky Fried Chicken. We do chicken right.
Where the Nuggets have had it all their way in the first half, they lead it by the score of 79-46. Well, you know, the Charlotte Hornets have been a ball club that has been involved in community activities throughout the season, and that was the case this past week at Floren's Restaurant, where NBA players became waiters, and those players were the Charlotte Hornets back in Charlotte.
Well, I think this is great. This is real hands-on. Sometimes you lend your name to an organization, or you know, they just like to use your name with an organization, and that helps them. But this is kind of fun because you actually are in there in the trenches helping out and meeting the people face to face.
It's certainly a day of fun and excitement for the Hornets and their fans here at the Florenz Italian Restaurant at Sharon Amity and Albemarle Road, and all the proceeds to a good cause to benefit the American Cancer Society.
Yo! On for you right now is Robert Reed's shirt. There you go. All right. Sign this.
There was a heartwarming story here at Florenz this afternoon as 84-year-old Mabel Hill had an opportunity to meet her favorite player. I understand that you're a great Kurt Rambis fan.
Oh, I am. I have been for a long time, when he played with the Lakers.
How did that all start? Did you pick out Kurt Rambis?
I used to watch the Lakers a lot, and I felt like that he was such a great player, but he didn't get the credit. To me, I didn't think he got enough credit. And I used to get a little upset about it.
I guess you must have been really thrilled when you found out Kurt Rambis was coming to Charlotte.
When he came to Charlotte, I said, they've got a good player. And I was really very excited when they drafted him. I thought that was great.
We're very appreciative of you donating your time. You've done so to so many worthy causes. And what's special about this fundraiser tonight? What brings Robert Reed out, and what brings that special smile to your face this evening?
Well, I think probably the best part is you're thinking that all the money, the proceeds is going for the kids who are, you know, for the Cancer Society and all. And we're looking at the fact that that's going to help them, and then the parents and the young little crumb snatchers, as we say, just run around out here because they all pulling on your church tail, you know, commands and whatnot. But it's a lot of fun. And for those of you who won't be able to make it tonight, we wish you could have been here, but it's been a lot of fun for us.
And thanks to guys like Robert, fundraisers like this work. Signing off, Robert Reed, Michael Hogan. Thank you.
I knew he was going to be here. This is going to be one great party.
You know why Spud McKenzie has so much fun at parties?
Because he's always in control.
He knows how to make the party last. It takes good sense to have a good time. Spud knows it's cool to live by one simple rule. Know when to say when.
A reminder from Anheuser-Busch.
Never bought a new car before. Wasn't sure what I was looking for. Found it on my Chevy dealer's floor. Coming home to Carolina.
The Carolina Chevy dealers want first-time buyers to become lifetime buyers. So our salespeople will work hard to make sure you get the Chevy you want, the financing you need, and the price and payment you can afford on Chevys like Cavalier VL, priced as low as $7,800. So come on home to your Carolina Chevy dealers.
Coming home to Carolina.
Oh, man. Out! Out! Here we go. Hey!
Reebok's the best.
The Reebok BB4600. Maximum support to give you the edge. Pick up a pair at Belk before your next game.
At times, it can be tough to keep up with the active family.
I cook, I clean, I do everything for them. They just run around, they don't do anything for me. I can't believe them. They have to get inside. Boys! Boys, where are you? I can never find them. Boys, come inside, the game's on!
WCCB TV 18 has got something to keep them close to home. Charlotte Hornets basketball. When the Hornets are away, TV 18 brings them back live.
$79-46 at halftime here at Mid-Nichols Arena. The Denver Nuggets got off to a quick start and went from there. They lead the Hornets 79-46, and we've got a couple of old Kentucky boys who are some outstanding players as well. Mike Pratt and Dan Issel. Mike.
Thanks, Gary. I'm here with Dan Issel, one of the all-time great scorers in the NBA, ABA. Dan, bring the people back in North Carolina up to date with what you're doing now. Home again with the Nuggets.
Well, I'm doing the television, just like you're doing, Mike, and also I'm the assistant to the president, Pete Babcock, and that's really the direction I want to go, learning how to be a general manager, learning front office management, and I'd like someday to be a general manager in the NBA.
How about, you've been around the ABA, you saw teams come and go, now the NBA, two expansion teams. Tell us your thoughts on the two new teams. You've been to both of them.
Yeah, well, you know, they kind of chose different directions. Of course, you're a more veteran ball club. Miami went with younger players. Younger players are all right if they turn out to be good older players. If they don't pan out, you're in a lot of trouble. And with the draft the way it is right now, you could still be in a position to get the #1 pick over Miami. So I like what Carl's done down in Charlotte. When I was there last week, particularly impressed with the support. Unbelievable 23-388 out there every game, and I think it's going to be one of the stronger franchises in the league.
How about the Western Conference? A lot of our people back home are not familiar with what's going on out west. Quickly bring us up to date.
Well, everybody knows about the Lakers, and we've got some teams that are playing well out here. New teams, Golden State, Phoenix, Seattle. But I think the real sleeper is Utah. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Utah representing our conference in the NBA championships.
I'll tell you what, I always knew you could talk, never at a loss for words. We really appreciate you coming by, Dan. Gary, back to you.
All right, a couple of good players and good guys as well. 79-46 our score. The Denver Nuggets on top of the Charlotte Hornets, and we'll come back with more halftime activities from McNichols Arena after we take this timeout.
I'm a big Hornets fan. In fact, I try never to miss a game. But how do people know I'm a Hornets fan outside the Charlotte Coliseum? Because I carry these, a Hornets checkbook and MasterCard from my bank, First Union. Now, everywhere I go, I get lots of attention.
Open your Hornets account only at First Union, the official bank of the Charlotte Hornets.
To Nissan, a truck race is nothing more than a learning experience. It's just another day spent working out the bugs in a new suspension, tweaking an engine to get more horsepower, or figuring out which chassis design can withstand the most stress. Well, sure, we've won a couple of hundred races, including the championship at the last Baja 1000. But the fact is, as long as we learn something, we don't really care if we win. Yeah, right.
There's only one place for that original taste.
Cross the road.
Come visit the Colonel.
Cross the road to Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Dive into original recipe chicken. Pick up some Kentucky nuggets. Take a big bite of a chicken little sandwich. They all have the Colonel's secret blend of 11 herbs and spices. For that one and only taste, there's only one side of the road.
Cross the road to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yeah, cross the road, cross the road.
Wednesday only, 10 to 10 only. It's the Circuit City 12-hour sale. Wednesday only, time counts down with savings in every department. This sharp 25-inch TV with 22-function remote is just $327.97. And this programmable compact disc player is now an incredible $98.97. But hurry, Wednesday only, time really flies. At the Circuit City 12-hour sale. Wednesday only, 10 to 10.
Portions of tonight's ball game are being brought to you by Allstate. 79-46, the Denver Nuggets have got the lead by 33 over the Charlotte Hornets at halftime. Gary Sparber along with Mike Pratt. And we'll look at a couple of the first half highlights, starting off with a play by Del Curry, who came off the bench and gave the Hornets a lift.
Well, the Hornets certainly needed a big lift offensively. Curry's the guy that can shoot the ball. Some nights he can't get it going offensively, but tonight his confidence, his ability to find the basket, welcomed by the Hornets, who have been stone cold.
11 points for Del Curry. A number of Nuggets had good first halves, including Danny Shays.
Well, Shays is a big guy who signed a new contract that set him for life. Has not had a year that the Nuggets have really been proud of, but tonight he's been running the floor, has had an excellent first half.
Can we suit up Dan Issel maybe for the Hornets before this this night is over? He'd put a few in the bucket.
I think it would be a good idea. He can still shoot. The guy never lost his touch.
Well, we'll come back with more from McNichols Arena. We've got a half yet to go, and I would think a number of Hornets who don't usually get all that much playing time will before this one is done. Hornets are down by 33 at intermission.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Yesterday, when George Tucker left the Allstate Claim Center across the street, he figured the only thing that'd bring him back was the pie he'd discovered. Unfortunately, the long, hot drive home exposed other minor damage that had gone undetected. Just the kind of thing Allstate Hidden Damage Protection insures him against. So today, Allstate gave George another check and a great new excuse for more pie. Allstate Hidden Damage Protection, another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
At Hardee's, we use 100% pure American beef because we never forget you can always go someplace else. At Hardee's, we use real dairy cheese because we never forget you can always go someplace else.
The Clydesdales, the symbol of Budweiser quality. A beechwood aging, the choicest natural ingredients, and a genuine commitment to freshness and taste. One beer lives up to all this. Budweiser.
It's the Chevy Shootout, sponsored by your Carolina Chevy dealers in conjunction with the Charlotte Hornets. And you could win one of Chevy's hottest new designs, Beretta. There's no purchase necessary. Just register at any Carolina Chevy dealer for a chance to shoot to win a new Beretta and trips to exotic resort destinations with Piedmont Airlines. Between now and April 7th, you could be placed at center court of a Hornets game, shooting for a Chevy Beretta. So see your nearest Carolina Chevy dealer today for details and register for the Great Chevy Shootout going on now.
The second half of tonight's game is being brought to you by First Union, Carolina Chevy Dealers, Hardee's, Natural Light, U.S. Air and Piedmont Airlines, and Nissan.
You see there are Charlotte Hornet fans on tap just about every place we go, and Denver's McNichols Arena is no different. 79-46 the score, and let's take a look at our halftime statistics. Mike Pratt.
Well, the Nuggets are blazing 60% for the half. They were up as high as 70, Gary. At the foul line, they've been there 20 times. When you make 90%, you know you got it going for you offensively. Rebound-wise, Hornets didn't turn out too bad. They had 10 offensive rebounds of 18. Turnovers, though, 14 for the Hornets, 6 for the Nuggets. A lot of those turnovers in the half-court offense the Hornets were trying to run.
Well, that'll be a real test for the Hornets in this second half to see how they come out. Denver has more talent than the Hornets. We're not disputing that. But the Hornets did not come out tonight with their usual verve. As we look at the Nuggets' leading scorers, Danny Shays with 15, Michael Adams 13, Alex English and Rasmussen not far behind.
4 guys in double figures. The Hornets not, Del Curry, the only Hornet in double figures. That tells the story.
A reminder, Kelly Tripucka is not playing for Charlotte, but in all fairness, Fat Lever is missing the game for Denver. And you're missing a chance to see one of the incredible guards in the NBA. Fat Lever, who averages about 9 rebounds a game at 6'3".
And defensively, great pair of hands.
Rasmussen missed. Reed lost it out of bounds. It'll still be Denver ball. Of course, not that we need to see another Denver Nuggets added to this entourage right now. Fat Lever is tough enough. Elston Turner. English.
This is the end of the floor. The Hornets have to turn up the level of intensity. Really dragging their feet, not playing good, tough defense in the first half.
Robert Reed got the foul. That's his third. First on the Hornets in the second half. Alex English. Hopping over the back. That is going to be personal foul number 3 on Dave Hoppin. So Reed got his third and Hoppin got his third.
Hoppin and Shays a little pushing and shoving, and Hoppin trying to take all the real estate he could, just push Shays up underneath the basket.
English gave it to Turner. Danny Shays can't get it. Kurt Rambis falling down, gets it to Muggsy. Rex to Hoppin. Nice play.
Nice look by Chapman. Could have taken a tougher shot in a crowd, but found the open Hoppin.
1 minute gone by, 79-48. English has opened up a little cold in the second half. That's certainly good to see from a Hornet perspective. Bogues to Hoppin. Robert Reed. Rambis on the offensive boards was fouled by Rasmussen. No basket.
Well, something's happened right off the bat for the Hornets that didn't happen in the first half. The big guys, Hoppen and Rambus, running the floor very well. Hoppen got a basket to start the half, and that time he was out on the break, didn't get a basket, but he's running, trying to run the Denver big guys.
Rambus and Shays have got a battle going. Michael Adams cut in front. Adams working against Muggsy, was fouled by him. I asked Muggsy today at the shoot-around. First question I've asked him all year, he would not answer. I asked him, who's quicker, you or Michael Adams? He wouldn't say.
Does a pretty good job of cutting Adams off. Adams uses the spin move. I thought Muggsy got a pretty clean swipe at it from behind that time. Looks like Adams tripped over his own feet, spinning.
Give and go, Michael Adams. Elston Turner on the boards.
There's Muggsy cutting him off, using it quickly.
And Danny Shays.
Shays a right-hander, but in talking to people out here in Denver, and some people that see him on an ongoing basis, feel that when he uses the left hand, he goes to the basket stronger and more successful.
Trying to get an offensive foul. Sorry about that, Mike. Chapman got the call, and that is his first. And Alex English buries it from the other end, and the Nuggets have opened up an 83-48 lead. We'll be with you in L.A. for the Clippers on Friday night, but we will not have the game in Seattle Thursday night. You can hear that one on the Hornets radio network. WBT, the flagship in Charlotte. Steve Martin and Gil McGregor.
Pass wasn't there. Too many people in the paint. Trying to make the pass from top of the circle all the way through the paint.
Nice play from English to Danny Shays.
There's the left hand again, used by Shays, who's a natural right-hander.
22nd timeout for Charlotte. 9:20 remaining, third period, 85-48.
Shays takes a nice pass from English, a guy who's known as a scorer more so than a passer, but he realized he was double teamed. Watch the double team. There it comes, two teal shirts. Shays, pretty good footwork for a guy 6'11", avoiding Chapman and a charge.
You know, the amazing thing to me about the Denver Nuggets is they don't run set plays. They're a freelance offense. They've got guys in the game tonight with injured players who don't normally play as much, and yet they work so well together.
Well, I don't think, as you see the turnover, 17 for the Hornets, I don't think that they'd be able to do it if they weren't an unselfish group of guys. Because without the structuring, you have to be very unselfish.
We saw the points off turnovers has been a key factor. The Nuggets have 19 points to their advantage that way. Reed missed it, and here's Michael Adams. English to Rasmus, an offensive foul. Rambus was waiting. Kurt Rambus has really showed us something tonight.
Rambus always puts the body out defensively. Here's a great example. You know, that's not a fun thing to do, Gary, and not an easy thing to do. But Rambus, again, will sacrifice the body.
This team is down 37 points, and I'll tell you what, Rambus will play this game like it was a one-point overtime affair.
Tremendous amount of pride.
Chapman with a move that'll get him a three-point play opportunity.
When Chapman does that, good things happen when he takes the ball to the hoop. He's a good foul shooter. He knocks the two down. He's going to step to the line for one. Pulls up, he can hang in the air. That makes that shot successful. Knows how to use the glass. Keeps eye contact all the way until he's under the basket.
85-51, 8:37 to go, third quarter. Adams set up English nicely.
You have to move out there on him. Can't let him set and shoot, Gary.
16 for Alex English. I'll show you how unselfish they are. English, as prolific a scorer as you'll find, averages 5 assists per game. They look for each other. Robert Reed buries one. 10 for Robert. It's 87-53. But the Nuggets beat him back down, and Greenwood scores.
The Hornets have to stop somebody. That time Chapman flagged Greenwood as he went to the hoop. Have to cut him off and contain him.
Another turnover. Michael Adams. Elston Turner pump fake, And it was the head fake that got him the foul from Rex Chapman.
Empty trip down the floor. The turnover. No shot at the basket. The Nuggets love that situation when they can run it right back at you.
Wayne Cooper will come on. There you see him. Cooper has been with just about everybody. Golden State, Utah, Dallas, Portland, and now Denver.
Played at the University of New Orleans in the early years of the Sun Belt Conference. You might not remember that, but an excellent player for Ron Green, who coached UNO at that time.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it when I was in elementary school. And Elston Turner gets that one. It's 90-53. Hanslick guarding Muggsy Bogues. Chapman lost Turner. And Hoppin, good work on the offensive boards, but it wouldn't fall.
Can't buy one tonight. Doesn't look like it's going to change in the third quarter.
Alex English. Rare air ball from him, and Hanslick bounced it on the baseline. Hanslick may be the only guy in the league who will guard a guy like Muggsy Bogues and turn around and guard a 7-footer 5 minutes later.
Doug Moe plays in many times defensively on the center. 7-footers.
He looks a little befuddled right now.
Well, he's playing Muggsy smart, though. He's backing off Muggsy. He's not running out there at him.
Reed came up short. Cooper had a piece of it, but Hoppin gets it.
Got to move offensively, standing again.
Chapman off a Hoppin pitch. Rambis got it back. Friday night, the LA Clippers, 10:30 start in Charlotte. Robert Reed.
3 shots at the basket that time, Gary. That's the first time that we've had a lot of shots during one sequence offensively.
English and Cooper, great communication between the two of them, and a three-point play opportunity for Wayne Cooper, and timeout called for by the Denver Nuggets.
Nuggets like that little give and go or pick and roll play using the foul line.
They play extremely well together. People think Doug Moe doesn't have them well coached, but they play very, very well. 92-55, Nuggets with a big lead.
Most airline mergers happen when a healthy airline buys an airline in trouble. Then why is U.S. Air merging with Piedmont, an airline with a very healthy balance sheet, an airline with a wonderful reputation for courteous people, dependable service, and excellent schedules to over 120 cities? Why did U.S. Air pursue Piedmont? Because we are an airline in pursuit of excellence.
Who's that?
Our neighbor, Orrin. Ever since he got his new Murray, he's been mowing the whole neighborhood.
When you pay good money for a mower, you want it to be tough and dependable.
Does such a good job, we're making the yard bigger. What? Does such a
Murray
good...
mowers are as tough as they come, cutting after cutting after cutting.
That Murray's a good buy.
What?
Goodbye.
Oh, say hello to Edna.
Murray mowers, tough as they come.
Promotional consideration provided by Reed's Jewelers, who feature the very best from Pulsar's Galileo collection of classic timepieces, quality, selection, value, and Pulsar watches at Reed's Jewelers.
92-55 here, and our next telecast on the Hornets Network will be Friday night from the Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena as the Hornets meet the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers, who've been playing their best ball in quite some time. They won a couple of games in the past week after losing 32 of 33. Hornets versus the Clippers this Friday night at 10:30 on the Charlotte Hornets Network.
Clippers, big win over the Cavs the other night, huh?
That was a surprise.
Yes, it was.
To the Cavs, I would think more than anybody else.
For the game, Denver Nuggets 58%, Hornets 41. The Nuggets have managed to get to the foul line 22 times, making 19 for 86%, Gary.
Well, they've beaten the Hornets down the court. That's led to a lot of them.
Hornets really sluggish defensively.
12 on the shot clock. Robert Reed. Reed can't get it. Hanslick on the board. lane to Walter Davis. Davis got by Hoppin. Cooper got his long arms to get the offensive rebound. This is David Greenwood pulling his way in and losing it out of bounds. And while we've got a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Charlotte Hornets Television Network.
This is the home of the Hornets, WCCB TV 18 Charlotte, flagship station of the NBA's largest television network.
Gary Sparber, Mike Pratt, Brian Rousum with 4 fouls in the ball game on the court. This is Muggsy Bogues to Rousum. Of course, I guess you put whoever you want in the game right now and take it to the end. This is not a time to save anybody. Robert Reed got 2 more. He has 14, and it's 93-57. Jerome Lane just didn't care.
Really out of control. I guess he looks at the situation as garbage time already, but not going to make Doug Moe very happy. He tries to pull his way through 2 people. Unsuccessful.
He just didn't care who was there.
Not at all. Now, at the other end for the Hornets, the Nuggets have been double teaming. The Hornets have to find the open man. Last time it was Robert Reed.
Roberts picked up much of the offensive work in this ball game. That time he tried to throw it to Rousum. Hansley got his hands in the way and it went off Rousum and out of bounds.
And Robert took it to the hole. 2 other Nuggets moved over on him. Really didn't find the open man. Tried to go through the lane with the pass to Hoppin. He wasn't covered. Bogues and Chapman were open at the foul line.
Obviously, I did not see it the right way. Rousum will inbound for the Hornets to Muggsy Bogues. Rousum was not ready for the return pass, so he'll try that one. Blocked by Cooper, and Greenwood's got it.
Cooper leads the team in block shots. Adds to that total.
Walter Davis from South Mecklenburg High School.
What a touch he's got. Soft, soft touch.
Folks in Charlotte argue whether he's from Charlotte or Pineville, but proud of the local boy either way.
Somebody's going to claim him. You can bet on that.
95-57. All-time Phoenix Sun scorer, Walter Davis. And here he is on the turnover, picking up the ball. Cooper lost it. It'll be Charlotte ball.
Both times down the floor for both teams. Real raggedy. Guys trying to make passes that weren't there as Ralph Lewis comes in for Robert Reed.
Elsewhere, some late scores just getting underway. Sacramento over Houston, 14-13. Golden State by 1 over Portland. Obviously, Portland, the big one for them. They're in this battle with Dallas and Denver. 2 will go to the playoffs. 1 will enter the lottery out of those 3 teams.
The Nuggets really keeping their defensive intensity up for Doug Moe right now. Leading 95-57. They're hustling, moving their feet, playing passing lanes.
Ralph Lewis showed you some quickness there, didn't he?
Lewis, questionable perimeter shooter, but shows you that he can go to the hole. As you said, Garrett, using quickness leaves everybody standing still. Difficult shot under pressure by 2 Nuggets.
Earl Curitan in, Dave Hoppin out.
That was not an easy shot by Mr. Lewis.
Lewis will be rooting for his LaSalle Explorers in the upcoming NCAA tournament. A tough first-round draw. I can't remember who.
Boy, they have Louisiana Tech. That ought to be a heck of a game, LaSalle, Louisiana Tech.
People don't realize, or some don't, Louisiana Tech is a very good basketball team.
A player by the name of Randy White and Simmons for LaSalle isn't shabby.
Wayne Cooper missed it. Here comes Muggsy Bogues. Not the way they draw it up, and Lewis didn't get it to go down.
It looked like anybody was talking on that fast break. I don't think Muggsy had an idea if somebody was to his right or to his left, filling the lane.
Walter Davis, still a sweet, sweet shooter.
Chapman got stuck behind a pick. He's got to fight over those picks when you're guarding somebody like Walter Davis, who's known as a tremendous perimeter shooter.
Walter's got 8. Walter in his 12th year. Muggsy has had the touch tonight from the outside.
Muggsy left open. The ball found him.
Davis missed it. Came right back to him. Wayne Cooper, we'll see if he's got a perimeter shot tonight. Not there, but Jerome Lane, that is what he does best.
Again, Lane establishing inside position. Somebody has to lean on him. He's big and ornery. You got to root him out of there.
99-61. Del Curry will come back for the Hornets. Muggsy will try again. And again. No, this time a dump off for Puritan, who somehow managed not to get fouled with half the Denver Nuggets roster surrounding him.
Lewis, good decision-making process when he kicked it back out to Muggsy. And I tell you, Muggsy put a heck of a pass on Earl. I thought he got fouled.
99-61. The thought occurred to me, too. 2:03 to go. Third quarter. We'll be back.
Music. Made in the shed. Let it roll.
Well, I'm tired of fixing my old Ford truck. It's running on gas. Lots of luck, so I'm coming home to Carolina in a Chevy pickup.
Adios, Ford, and hello to great new Chevy trucks at your Carolina Chevy dealers. Great style and performance, instant track shifting on four-wheel drive, and more horses than Ford. Come on home to your Carolina Chevy dealers.
Well, it's great to be in a Chevy truck. The ride's improved and so's my luck, so I'm coming home in a Chevy to Carolina.
That's today, Chevrolet.
Kids learn basketball techniques and strategies from the Charlotte Hornets Director of Player Personnel, Gene Littles, and players Rex Chapman and Muggsy Bogues, as well as other NBA players and area college and high school coaches. Call 704-338-9662 for more details on Charlotte Hornets basketball camps. Enrollment is limited, so give them a call now. She could probably end up at a basketball camp in a few years. It's 99-61. The Nuggets with a lead over the Charlotte Hornets, and a guy who knows about as much about NBA basketball as anybody in the NBA sitting right there, Gene Littles. He'll be involved in those camps.
Gene's done a little bit of everything in his basketball career since he retired. Coached on the college level, assistant coach on the college level, assistant, one-time head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers for a short period, and now director of player personnel.
And you saw sitting next to him Kelly Tripucka. That's not where the Hornets want to see him, in a business suit sitting next to Gene Littles. It's Del Curry scores.
Curry, the hot hand in the first half, jumping right in here early or late in the third quarter.
Oh, come on.
Hanslick was working against Muggsy Bogues. The foul is on Hanslick.
Lewis created that whole situation, Gary, put a lot of pressure on Lane. He had to realize that Lane's not a real good ball handler. Lane had the ball out on the floor. Lewis got him to pick it up and then covered him up, blocking the passing lane.
This is Lewis. Another Hornet turnover. That is, make sure the stat I just saw is correct. Hanslick to Walter Davis, and Davis hits. Denver's got 34 points off Hornet turnovers, and there have been 16 Hornet turnovers.
A deadly combination, a lot of turnovers and poor shooting.
Del Curry has not shot poorly. He's got 15 points. He's had the hottest hand for the Hornets tonight. It's 101-65, 1 minute 6 seconds to go, third quarter.
No doubt Hanslick overpassed. He had a little jumper.
Good defense by Hanslick right there. And as well by Wayne Cooper.
Ralston got caught in the paint. 3 or 4 Nuggets surrounded him. Tried to put it on the floor. That won't work 99% of the time.
That was Darwin Cook you saw. He's in the ball game for Denver. This is Hanslick. Walter Davis unable to hit. Curitan outlet to Muggsy.
Good decision by Muggsy there. Didn't have the numbers, pulls it out.
Curitan with the hook. Cooper on the board. Darwin Cook to Hanslick. Traveled with it.
Hornets good job that time getting back defensively to cut off the break. Hanslick tried to make the pass, but too many Hornets in the paint defensively.
16 seconds left. Hornets will play for the last shot. 101-65. They are down.
Dick Carter's tried just about every combination you could think of offensively to get something going.
And as the horn went off, a foul was called, and there's going to be a couple of free throws. The third quarter is not over yet. We'll get a couple of free throws to come.
Not a smart foul. Cook fouling Curry as the buzzer's going off to end the third quarter.
Now they're saying that Del Curry was not in the act of shooting and that the Nuggets were not over the limit, so perhaps he will not get shots. Let's see.
Just a few seconds left. Cook hands all over.
Now he was trying to pass the ball. He was trying to pass the ball. It's a good call, don't you think?
Was not squared up or even looking at the basket.
He was looking at Muggsy.
No question about it.
Dell and Muggsy are trying to make an argument of it, but that was a good call. That's the end of your third quarter. 101-65. The Nuggets have had it all their way since very, very early, and Doug Moe has got an easy night. We'll be back.
Are you looking for some fun?
Well, if you call watching Willis Swan dive into a bowl of Swedish meatballs having fun, sure.
Well then, move on up to the east side, home of the Jeffersons.
He's obviously an extremely thoughtful and sensitive man.
Ron, get your butt in gear.
He is my husband, and still you go on.
So if you're looking for some fun, look no further.
This is kind of like dinner theater.
That's the Jeffersons, weeknights at 7 on WCCB.
B.F. Goodrich TA radios. Grab, dig, perform. The all-weather count TA is low and wide. Outlast Pirelli P600 and Goodyear Eagle GT Plus 4. B.F. Goodrich TA radios. Think of them as athletic shoes for your car.
There's a motor oil that talks about quality. Always has, always will. Well, Valvoline makes the highest quality motor oil recommended by any automobile manufacturer. Oh yeah, unlike the competition, Valvoline also makes the motor oil used by 7 out of 10 Indy 500 crew chiefs. That's 7 out of 10 crew chiefs every year for the last 10 years. People who know, use Valvoline.
These are just some of the people who bought cars before visiting a Nissan dealer for his spring sales drive. They didn't know they could get a hard body for no money down, or that they could save up to another $500. They didn't realize the Nissan hard body is America's lowest price 4x4 truck. So don't miss the Nissan spring sales drive. It could save you a lot of money and a lot of headaches. See your nearest Nissan dealer now.
Final quarter underway. Hornets down by a bunch. Ralph Lewis scores to start the final period. It's 101-67.
Lewis has done a couple things offensively. He's gotten after people defensively.
Bill Hanslick missed it. Muggsy to Lewis. Full head of steam and has a three-point play opportunity coming.
Lewis making the best use of this time. With Trapuka hurt, Lewis knows he's going to get some time. Watch him fill the lane to the left of Muggsy Bogues. Tell you what, great communication by Bogues and Lewis. Bogues knew exactly where Lewis was at. And again, Lewis doing very well filling in for Kelly Trapuka.
Yeah, Lewis has played well. 101-70. Jerome Lane to Wayne Cooper. Darwin Cook. Puritan on the board. Muggsy pushes it to Ralph Lewis. Should be goaltending and will be on Wayne Cooper.
At that Muggsy had Lewis on the left and Curry on the right. Really put the pressure on the two defenders for the Nuggets. Came up with a nice basket. It's a 3-on-2. Good call.
David Greenwood to Darwin Cook. Move. Come on. David Greenwood missed. Rousham on the boards. She was blocked by Greenwood.
Boy, look, the defender's off, but his size caught up with him on that break, Gary.
Cook to left. Three-point play chance for Jerome Lane.
Lane breathing hard. I'm not so sure he's in the best of shape to run this offense in this break that Doug Moe likes. But Hanslick, the veteran, sees things very well, and so does Cook. Lane, a power player, powers the ball to the basket.
Foul number 5 on Brian Rousham. Seated 2 seats to the left of Mike Pratt is Don Casey, the head coach of the Los Angeles Clippers. Perhaps he's being lulled into a false sense of security before the ball game Friday night. Del Curry hit the shot.
Oh, should we ask Don that?
We'll ask him on Friday night.
A little unusual that a head coach comes out, does his own scouting, but Don here to take a look himself.
Well, Jerome Lane went to the basket. To be quite honest about it, when you've lost 32 of 33, which the Clippers did before they won a couple this week, I think when you have a game where you feel you have an opportunity to win, he may not be leaving any stones unturned.
That's what coaching's all about.
And the Hornets beat the Clippers, remember, the first time they met in Charlotte.
Lane was the first-round pick last year.
There's Don Casey.
And Lane, the first-round pick of the Nuggets last year.
Rasmussen on the boards. 12 for Blair Rasmussen. Hornets got down big very early, which has been a bad pattern for them in the past couple of weeks. Was not the story in the season to that point. Curry missed, Cooper rebounded. Give and go. They've run that how many times tonight?
Everything they put up goes in. At the other end of the court, the Hornets not getting quite as good as shots and not hitting anywhere near the percentage.
Darwin Cook's got 10. Rambis. Ralph Lewis. Look at Rambis. He is still playing as hard as can play. Lewis trying to beat the Parker, did it.
Ralph Lewis, a prayer is answered.
Well, folks, put that up as our play of the game, please. Folks in the truck, that will be our play of the game. I don't think we'll see a better one. Del Curry.
Curry and Lewis have represented themselves very well here tonight. Two guys that usually don't get a lot of playing time.
When you'll see our natural light play of the game at the conclusion of it, and I think you just saw it and you'll see it again. I'd be willing to, well, I'm not a gambling man, but I'd be willing to lay some pretty good odds we won't see a better play than that.
I don't think so. The Nuggets score again on that motion offense when they keep turning the players over and turning them over until they get a nice, easy shot.
Ralph figures if he could hit that last one, this one will be nothing, and he was right.
Lewis is hot, to say the least. If he doesn't touch the ball every time down the floor the next couple of times, something's wrong.
Good cut to the basket by Cook. Good look by Jerome Lane. Only problem was the shot didn't go down. Curry got a good look at the basket, but it rimmed out. Foul on Rambis, and that's frustration.
Gary, look at Ralph Lewis. He is tired. He has busted his tail here tonight for Dick Harders.
He has. He and Rambis.
Curry's giving a fine effort off the bench. That's a tired fellow right there, Ralph Lewis.
Robert Reed comes in to replace him. 8:10 to go, 109-81. Lewis has got a career high, 16 points, 12 of them this quarter.
Look for him to get back in before this quarter's over and the game.
Rasmussen. Arms a little bit too long for Timmy Kempton.
Timmy gave him the position in there. A guy that big, you have to kick him out a step or two away from the lane.
30-point Nugget lead, 111-81. Del Curry, nice play for Kempton, who was fouled by Rasmussen. Nice to see Curry create like that.
Dell's a guy that's probably fighting a lot of confidence problems through this year with his injury and lack of playing time. It's good to see him really see the floor and get something going offensively. Timmy Kempton, on the other hand, tries to power the ball to the basket in the right place at the right time to receive that pass, Gary.
5th foul on Danny Shays. Or make that on Rasmussen, excuse me. Darwin Cook to Bill Hanslick.
Carter up on the bench, encouraging the 5 Hornets on the floor right now.
He's getting hustle right now.
He's really been a positive guy through some tough losses. And I'm going to tell you, having coached, it is very, very tough to be positive in a situation like this. And that man has.
Got himself a turnover here. 111-82, down to 7:17 to play. You see it. Robert Reed.
Holton and Reed working a penetration dish off very well. Holton takes the ball as far as he can, finds Reed.
16 for Reed. Walter Davis got away from Rex. Chapman has no help. But scores anyhow.
Fine move that time.
That's 9 for Rex Chapman.
Really used Cook on that play.
Davis had his pocket picked by Michael Holton. Robert Reed is fouled by David Greenwood.
DeCarter's got a combination in there right now, even down by a bunch of points. This 5 is really hustling for DeCarter.
6:34 to go, 4th quarter, 111-86. The Nuggets, as you look at Rex Chapman, make one of the nicer plays of the game for Charlotte.
You know, for outstanding food and great service, you can't beat a cruise on the SS Good Times. Thanks, Stu. Woo! And with cold natural light, good times are only natural. Having a good time?
Oh. Where there's good food and good times, it's only natural. Natural light from Anheuser-Busch.
Hey, Stu, a cold natural light for the lady. Oh!
Stu's a good man, but he does tend to go overboard with the natural light.
Oh.
On your mark, get set, go places. To all kinds of great places in all parts of this great country of ours. Presenting Piedmont Airlines Going Places prices. Really low fares to over 170 cities. Call Piedmont or your travel agent now before Going Places prices are going, gone.
The Casio Color TV 400 with 2-inch screen and built-in speaker. Wherever you go, favorite programs and instant replays in the palm of your hand. Casio's TV 400.
111-86. The Nuggets with the lead over the Hornets with 6:34 to go in the ballgame.
Been very hot Denver Nuggets shooting, very cold Charlotte Hornets shooting. From the field on the game, the Hornets 47%, the Nuggets 55%. The turnovers, what a story that is. Points off turnover. And both of those numbers, Gary, have gotten closer between the two teams here in the last quarter and a half.
Ralph Lewis, a big part of that.
Ralph has been, and when the game was decided, the Hornets were making a lot more turnovers than Nuggets, and the Nuggets were converting those turnovers into points.
Robert Reed's got his 16th point. Make it 17. That's good. On the release. Hornets move on to Seattle for a Thursday night game. We'll not have that on TV, but you can hear it on the Hornets radio network. Steve Martin, Gil McGregor on WBT in Charlotte, and whatever station might be where you're watching this ball game now. Along the radio network.
Full court pressure by the Hornets, continuing to try to climb back into some type of closer ball game than they're in now.
Bill Hanslick was fouled by Timmy Kempton. The thing you wonder about, and you know, we've seen a lot of losses, there's no question about that. But you wonder why in this game the Hornets did not come out playing in the first quarter like they're playing now.
Very flat defensively and offensively to start the game.
Bill Hanslick, and he's a crowd favorite. They really erupted on that one. Those who are still in attendance. 113-88. Holton couldn't get it to fall down. And here comes Hanslick.
Awful quick shots at this point in the ball game. Get a couple passes in before you take that shot.
Hanslick going on a little spree.
Somebody left him a wake-up call offensively, didn't they?
And Dick Carter, ever the teacher, sees things he doesn't like and decides he's going to take some time to talk about it.
Too easy for those baskets for Dick Carter.
5:41 to go in the game. Nuggets 115, Hornets 88. We'll be back.
Betty Jean, I'm sorry about last night. Open up. She's always joking.
I don't hear laughing.
Hey, Alice.
I got Chinese from Winglies. I hear you breathing, honey.
That's a good sign.
Alice, you're missing a good show.
You want to bet?
Where there's good food and good times, it's only natural. Natural Light from Anheuser-Busch.
Get to the good stuff.
Cold natural light.
Alice! Bingo.
Why gamble hard-earned money on a newcomer car line with no track record? Just because of price? You can take your chances or invest in a great new Honda Civic, Accord, or Prelude from Honda Cars of Concord and Honda Cars of Rock Hill. We've got the Carolinas covered in price, inventory, and service. So roll the dice or go with a sure thing. Honda, 10 years #1 in customer loyalty from Honda Cars of Concord and Honda Cars of Rock Hill.
By your Carolina Chevy dealers and register to win a chance to shoot for a 1989 Chevy Beretta GT. If you're selected, the Hornets will fly you via Piedmont Airlines to Charlotte and put you up at the Hornets Host Hotel, the Registry Hotel, where Mike Pratt has spent more than one satisfactory night, more than that. Then you shall be given a chance to shoot a half-court shot for a 1989 Chevy Beretta GT. Register now at your Carolina Chevy dealer, and you could win a 1989 Chevy Beretta GT, just like the now famous Jerry Cooper of Raleigh did on December 23rd. 115-88, 5.5 to go, fourth quarter.
A little sloppy, to say the least.
Stop what you said.
What else can you say?
At the conclusion of the game, we will pick a Hardee's player of the game. Certainly Ralph Lewis, Del Curry, they are among the leading candidates at this stage. Walter Davis missed, but Rambis couldn't get his hands on it, and Jerome Lane followed it in.
Rambis, nobody to help Rambis on the boards that time. 3 Nuggets surrounded him, knocked the ball loose.
Rambis, the basket, was fouled. And I said it before, but it bears repeating. He has really shown us something tonight. We're talking about a guy who won championships with the Lakers, who has rings on his finger, but continues to just play hard despite everything here.
Well, I don't care how much money Kurt Rambis makes. What he plays on is pride and love of the game, so he never quits. He is a real unhappy person right now with his team losing the way they are. So what's he going to do? He's going to go out there and make the effort to try to put his 2 cents in.
He's done more than that. Rambis has got 11, and Dick Carter, you know he appreciates Kurt's attitude and what Kurt does on a night-in, night-out basis. There aren't many guys in the NBA you can say that about. Every night, he's there.
He's one of a small group.
To follow in by Darwin Cook.
Cook, I don't know how in the world he got in there, but Michael Holton needs to put a screen on him.
119-90, Reed will fire. Jerome Lane playing point guard.
Nuggets still pushing the ball in their break situation.
Walter Davis to the cutting lane. Curitan made sure of that rebound.
There's some help for Rambis by Earl Curitan.
Reed trying to save it from out of bounds. 9 on the shot clock. It's still going to be Hornet ball. Bill Hanslick will come back for Denver with 4:02 remaining. Well, Houston and Sacramento even in the second. Houston lost a heartbreaker to the Lakers last night. And Golden State, what a job Don Nelson is doing. They're 10 up on Portland. Del Curry's got 19 points, and that ties a season high for him. He's 8 for 11 from the field. Hanslick off the Reed miss. Darwin Cook. Wayne Cooper. One of the the more underrated players, I believe, in this league.
What's interesting about the Nuggets, Gary, is this is basically their second unit. And the execution they're getting offensively is very, very impressive.
Curitan scored for Charlotte. It's 121-92.
Watch them turn this offense over. Lane gets pretty good position there. As you see, Doug Moe not real concerned with this ball game tonight, but Lane does a good job of taking up position in there, and he gets some pretty good rebounds.
Rasmussen back in with the 5 fouls, and Del Curry back in for Charlotte, along with Michael Holt. Ralph Lewis in the ball game.
Lane, though, I think he ultimately may have some problems playing in this offense. He doesn't have the speed and doesn't seem to run as well as the rest of the guys that play here for the Nuggets.
3:10 to go. Del Curry had a good night. Didn't get that one. Still going to be Charlotte ball.
Curitan on the weak side that time, getting good position, having the rebound, and being fouled. The foul was on Lane.
You got it. Number 4 on Jerome Lane. Five team fouls on the Nuggets, 5 on the Hornets, 3:04 to go. What do you think about the freelance offense that Doug Moe runs?
Oh, I think it's good if you have the right players. I think every team is different. You have to run an offense that fits the team. And his first 5 or 6 guys, including the Walter Davis, very intelligent players, unselfish players that really fit into that type of offense.
Darwin Cook. He's played well tonight, 123-93.
Boy, I tell you what, Doug Moe's bench have played very well and executed that offense.
Ralph Lewis was fouled by Wayne Cooper. Very strong performance off the bench by Ralph tonight. Bear in mind, coming in, Denver was a half game up on Dallas and Portland. 2 of those teams will make the playoffs, 1 will not.
Holton, a nice dish. Lewis, strong move for a guy that isn't a power player.
Brian Rousum's got a new career high rebounds. He's pulled down 9 tonight, and Ralph Lewis, a career high 16 points.
You just wonder if Trapuka would have played tonight, that if he could have got something going offensively from the start, may have changed the complexion of this game, because we did not hit anything early.
Good hustle by Brian Rousum. Boy, look at Lewis all over the place. Crowd appreciates the effort, but Jerome Lane's behind-the-back pass was not well conceived.
That's the type of rookie play that won't get him more playing time.
And we'll get 2 points for the Hornets as Curitan converts at the other end. And you're right, because Doug Moe's immediate thought is, we don't need that in a position where the game's on the line.
And you're fighting for a playoff position on top of it.
Offensive foul, Jerome Lane. He's got 5.
This will be a good teaching film for Jerome Lane by Doug Moe.
Well, Doug Moe's not the first coach who's frustrated.
No, I think he had his Paul Evans, Roy Chipman, they're in that line, and he came out early. That's an amazing.
Well, I mean, he made the money. First-round draft choice. Darwin Cook tried to hit it falling down, and Ralph Lewis, who has played himself a whale of a game, which is something to say when you consider the score, but he really has. Curry missed. Lewis almost had a great tap. And back come the Nuggets.
Del Curry's had a good shooting night until recently. The last couple trips down the floor, he's turned a little cold.
We're down to 1:28 to go. Darwin Cook missed the layup. Holton to Curry.
Nice pass, good positioning by Curry. Takes it to the paint as far as he can take it. Knocks it down.
You know, but I would have liked to have seen him take it to the hole in that situation. I mean, he had a choice of spinning away from the defense. And maybe I'm wrong. You're a coach. Had a choice of spinning away from the defensive man. Had half a step. Why not take it to the glass?
Well, I think what was going through Dell's mind at that time was the size. Who was the defender? How big is the defender? Do I go ahead and chance it and take a chance to miss, or do I go ahead and shoot the shot? He thought the easy way out was to take the shot.
Hanslick got a couple of shots. 125-98. And how about that? Did you hear that behind us? One of the fans yelled out, "Come on, Hornets." And that's typical of the Charlotte fans. Curry with a steal. But the Nuggets come down with it in the final minute of play.
Nuggets too big that time with Greenwood, Cooper, and Rasmussen on the board.
Cooper missed, Cook on the boards.
Well, how many times have they made that cut to the basket tonight? I'm tired of seeing that one, huh?
They have run the give and go to death. I'll tell you what, Curitzen hit that basket, but Luke Carnesecca would be proud of the kind of basketball the Nuggets are playing. They're just playing that eastern, northeastern give and go basketball.
Just cut down the hoop, to the hoop, down the lane, and get an easy basket.
125-100, 18 points. Wayne Cooper, Darwin Cook trying to find Hanslick, and it was a good idea. Just couldn't get it through there. When you're up by 25 with 12 seconds left, there aren't a lot of bad ideas.
Doug Moe thinking about the next game, or just how he's going to get home tonight, one of the two.
I suspect the first one. Holton drew the foul with 5 seconds left. Denver's got San Antonio coming in and Miami coming in, and they feel they've got to take advantage and win these 3 games in the playoff chase that they're involved in.
He also got a chance tonight to play a lot of people, Gary, and see a lot of people in situations, execution offensively, rebounding. His bench got a lot of playing tonight.
5 ticks of the clock remaining in what has been a long night for the Hornets. This will be their 8th consecutive loss, and they'll give it a shot in Seattle on Thursday night, and then we'll be back with you on Friday night from the Sports Arena in Los Angeles for the Clippers and the Hornets, and the Clippers will try to sweep the season series. Clippers or Hornets pressing to the end, but Wayne Cooper says, if you just let me hold on to the ball, the buzzer's going to sound, and that's exactly what happened. 125-102, and then really the score right now is respectable as it's been at any time this evening. 23-point victory for the Nuggets, and we'll be back with some post-game activities, run down how things have gone, and bring in a guest or two when we come back to Denver after this.
When I was looking for a new car, I didn't know which manufacturer to choose. So I checked it out. Chevy was a clear winner. High quality, dependable, affordable. But I didn't buy one.
We leased it from a Carolina Chevy dealer.
Take advantage of Chevy's leasing plan. No down payments and lower monthly payments. Lease Cavalier as low as $168 a month. Your total payments could be $816 less than when you buy. And talk to your Chevy dealer about his GMAC Smart Lease plan. It makes sense to lease a Chevy from your Carolina Chevy dealer.
You never know, and you'll need extra cash for life little surprises.
At Hardee's, our patties are cooked gently because we never forget you can always go someplace else. At Hardee's, we use freshly sliced onions because we never forget you can always go someplace else.
When you're married to a man who stays out all hours of the night, it makes you wonder what he's doing, where he is, who he's with. But you learn to live with it. Because when your husband's a Duke Power lineman, you know he won't be home until his job is done, even if it takes all night.
Welcome back to McNichols Arena in Denver. You see the final score, 125-102. The Denver Nuggets took a big lead in the first quarter and really had their way all night, winning at 125-102. And really the best thing you can say about it from a Charlotte Hornets standpoint is they got some excellent performances off the bench from Del Curry and Ralph Lewis.
Without Tripucka tonight, they needed something offensively. Didn't get it with the starters. Came with Lewis and Curry. And those two guys, Gary, did an excellent job hustling to the end.
Once with the loss as it was, now the Hornets move on to Seattle, and a game like this, you would hope they got a lot out of their system. You would think they would come out in Seattle with something to prove. There was an awful lot of frustration on the court shown by the Hornets.
Well, I think that it was a tough night. Seattle may be lulled into sleep with this type of performance. The Hornets, on the other hand, need to do something offensively and come out and get off to a good start. The start was horrendous.
On the other side, we saw a Denver team that was not playing against an expansion team tonight. They were playing a game they had to win. There was an article in the paper this morning here in Denver by a columnist that said, quite frankly, with the NCAA tournament going on, with spring training going on, and with all the other things in sports, the Nuggets aren't worth watching, and that's going to get a team's ire up.
Well, that'll get their attention, and if they didn't read it, Doug Mose certainly read it to them.
Let's take a look at our player of the game, and, well, we'll look at the natural light play of the game first, and this was an incredible shot by Ralph Lewis as the 24-second buzzer was going off.
It's a three-pointer, but if we gave points for difficulty, it would be a five-pointer.
At least. That's our natural light play of the game, and Ralph, a guy who has not gotten all that many opportunities, but certainly tonight made the most of it off the bench with hustle and showing a lot of quickness.
Certainly did. He and Curry, impressive jobs in tough situations.